Hoping to get 8 nice charcuterie boards out of these slabs. It's time for my little brother's senior class fundraiser. That's when they're gonna have a silent auction and try and raise enough money to pay for their senior trip. And he asked me if I could make some charcuterie boards to donate. I was happy to, and thankfully I had quite a few of these great pieces of this old growth white oak that are just set to make perfect charcuterie and serving boards. Only challenge to them, they are hard as a rock, and they have pretty open grains, so it's going to take me a little bit of work to get them cut and to get that grain filled. And since they've been sitting in the garage for several years, they're a little bit cupped. I went through literally every single battery I had and a couple of skill saws to get these cut. These slabs are almost 3 inches thick, which is a lot more than we need for just a 24 or 30 inch serving board. Got all that loose bark removed, got these cut to size. Looking back, I probably wish I tried just a little bit harder to get those initial cuts square. Now I'm taking them over to put my DeWalt planer through the paces. Running both sides of 9 of these through there, that was testing it, but it handled it like a champ. And really made pretty quick work of it. I now have about 1,000 gallons of white oak sawdust for sale. Let me know if you'd like some. Normally, I might have started with the jointer, but because these were so cupped, there was no way to get a square edge on the jointer. So now that I've got these thinned and planed with 2 parallel sides, it's pretty easy to bring it over to my shopsmith joiner. Great application for this little 4-inch joiner, and get the back side squared off. Now these are starting to feel like the final size. So with 2 parallel faces and 1 square edge, now I can put these on my table saw and cross cut the sides. So really now I have the final piece, and this is where I was realizing, if I had just tried just a little bit harder, each of these pieces probably could have been an inch or 2 bigger. Not the end of the world, but I hate to throw away wood. Hey, important note, you saw me flipping that piece over. Whenever you're doing this, if you want both of your cross-cut sides to be parallel and to both be square, make sure you flip the piece over and use the same edge as your reference edge rather than turning or rotating your piece. Here again, made a lot of white oak sawdust. Okay, I've got this roughed out to shape, and even though I cleaned off the loose bark, I really hadn't fully cleaned up the live edge yet, so put each piece in my little benchtop vise and took my bench chisel to clean off the remaining bark, and then I'm going to get out my drill and wire brush and really go to town on each of these. You can go to whatever degree of rustic you might want on these, but since these are for serving food and this is going to go to auction and I don't know who the final owner is going to be, I really want to make sure these edges are really as clean and food safe as possible, even though I still want them to look fairly rustic. So I've got the wire brush, does a good job cleaning this up, and then some 80 grit sandpaper. This is where my Starbond ceramic sandpaper really shined. That just chewed through this and left a great finish to go on to the next step. Hey, here's my favorite product now, getting out my Starbond 5-minute epoxy. It is perfect for the job of filling holes, and mixed with some colored mica powder, it's just the perfect product for making a quick job filling all these knots and open grains. So I picked 2 or 3 with the biggest knots, and I filled their grain and knots with a royal blue, the school's color. See if I could really make something a little more sentimental. As you can see, it took quite a bit of Starbond to get through all of that, but since it all dries in 5 minutes, the pieces at one end were done before I'd started the pieces on the other end. And then for the rest of them, I went with a black fill. Hey, there's Toby the shop cat. Now I had a choice, back to the planer or the drum sander, knowing that this much wood and epoxy was just going to gum up any sandpaper. I am opting to very, very carefully run these through the planer just to take off the high edges of the epoxy. Of course, what that always does is I'm expecting it to leave some air pockets and some of that open grain, so I will need to do just a little bit of touch up. But it really only takes a few minutes to run all 9 of these, both sides through. And if there's a little bit left, kind of like on the live edge, I'll finish that off with a random orbital sander. At this point, the back, the face, and the live edge are all pretty smooth and ready to go. So over to this Harbor Freight oscillating sander to take care of the edges. I keep this set up here on the bench, and it makes it really quick and handy. Again here, with this White Oak, this Starbond ceramic sandpaper was just perfect. It did an excellent job of working its way through any remaining epoxy, the hard oak, and not leaving any swirl marks or anything like that. I picked out some handles and used my normal jig for marking their spots. Took each piece over to my little drill press where I pre-drilled for the handle screws, and then use my little marker that I always use to locate the feet in each corner, and that makes these pretty much done. A lot of different choices on how to finish a White Oak Charcuterie board. Again, not knowing who the final client might be, I wanted it to be as safe and appropriate for anyone who might get them, so I went with the food grade mineral oil bath. I always do that after I've drilled for the handles and the feet, so that oil makes it into every possible surface. Finish off with adding my logo on the bottom in this case and screwing in the final handles. Went with a couple different choices. Most of them got this black, and then had a couple different options for the blue ones, so that there was just a little bit of variety. Looking back on a couple of these, if I'd have planned it just a little bit better, as I have on some previous boards, sometimes I can put those feet underneath the screws for the handles, and then that minimizes one screw that's left. Here's the finished boards. I think they look great. Love to know what you think. Paired all the boards up with some cheese knife sets I found at the store, and I think that makes a really nice little charcuterie package. Let me know what you think. Love to hear your comments, what I could have done better, any questions you might have. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Here's the boards displayed at the silent auction. So each board, they averaged like $125 a piece. And I even got one request for this additional board for a client who didn't get one at the auction. Was able to make it with their favorite color of epoxy as the filler and gold handles, their favorite.